Rusty Stainless here. We're going to have a look at this wheel bearing. It's a dead easy job, so let's get stuck into it.
Okay, the first thing we've got to do is take this cap off, and you can see there's a bit of a lip there, so if we can, we'll prise it off using something like a screwdriver to get it off. But if it doesn't come off easy, we get a hammer and we tap around there, and off it comes. Very greasy job this one, so have plenty of rag about. There's a split pin in here, we're going to take that out, and there's a nut under there. I'm going to wipe the grease off, get that nut off. Then we'll be able to pull the whole hub out. As we begin to pull the wheel off, you can see that outer wheel bearing coming out there. So we'll just get that out. So this is the stub axle, there's the inner bearing, and there's the seal there. So just looking at that bearing, even that pitting on each of those rollers is enough to change it. But worst of all, even look at that. One smashed, mashed, gone. Okay, so now, what type of bearing was that? What type of bearing do we need to go to the shop and buy? Well, one of the ways they determine it is the axle. And if we look at this axle, it's a 45mm square axle. Some are 39mm round. There are different sizes. Alright, now here's a tough little job. We've got to get these cones out. These ones are old and scored. There's one inside at the back, and this is the front one. To get them out, I'm using this long punch. I'm getting in there, and I'm giving it a good whack with the hammer and working your way around, and that'll push those out. You don't be afraid to get in and give them a good hit. Now, I took the old cups out, and I've put the new cup in. I used a block of wood first to knock it down first, and then it's in very tight now. And if I tilt over, you can still see I've got a couple of millimeters, or I don't know, 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch to go there. So I'm just going to keep tapping it down until it's seated all the way down in. Now these new bearings, they've got to be packed with grease and really shoved in so it's right in through those holes, getting right through both sides. This is a dirty job, have plenty of rags on hand. So now we have the inner bearing on and the seal on there. Now we'll put a bit extra grease on and put the hub with the wheel on now. So finally I've got it all back together, the nuts on, the pins through the hole, dabbed a bit of more grease on there. The last thing to do is put the cap back on. You don't fill the cap with grease, but you can put a little bit of grease in it. Of course, if you fill the cap with grease, there's a big nut going to go in there, so you won't get it on. And then you just slip that on and you tap it in, and job done. Too easy.